What are you saying? Welcome back to ISOJ. We got a lot to talk about because last night was somehow a very busy night in the league. Draft lottery happened, the Celtics versus the Knicks, and the Timberwolves versus the Warriors. Let's just get into the draft right now. The Mavericks won pick 1, and it's crazy because Nico Harrison has just bumbled his way into the number 1 overall pick, and I don't get it. I am not here for it. The idea that you could trade Luka Doncic and then somehow, hey, look at me, we get pick number 1, we get Cooper Flag. I find it's crazy. And a lot of people are being, tinfoil hat NBA conspiracists about this, and I get it. Like, I understand the idea of how this is annoying to people because this is a franchise that already had one of the best players in the league, possibly an MVP candidate, right? I get that. So I think that's why people are a bit annoyed about it. I think Chicago also had similar odds to the Mavericks. I think it was either a 1.7 or a 1.8. I know the Mavericks had a 1.8 here. And Chicago ended up losing the coin flip that would have got them into the top 4 and then consequently number 1. There are a couple big things here that I wanted to highlight. Top 3 teams are kind of teams that are not tanking, which is kind of unfortunate. You have teams like the Jazz who very much tried to bottom out and lose as many games as possible, and they get rewarded with the 5th pick. So this is Adam Silver's NBA where being bad is not rewarded. Same with the Hornets. Sucks to be a Wizards fan, sucks to be a New Orleans fan. Brooklyn, I guess it's fine. They get 8, 9 for the Raptors could be something. I don't know. They do have a young core, but I think we're slowly finding out that Scotty Barnes is not the number 1 option that you need to have this team come back to relevancy. The Houston Rockets at 10 is probably going to be the most disappointing thing for them because they don't have as much of a bargaining chip for other teams. There was a rumor going around, and apparently it comes from Giannis. I don't know. Could come from anyone. But Giannis wants to go to a place with no state tax. That's Dallas, San Antonio, Houston. Are there any? I think Miami is technically another one. Orlando. I don't think any of those teams should trade for him other than San Antonio Spurs and the Dallas Mavericks. The Spurs do have an interesting trade package because you could give up like the salary to make it work, pick 2 and pick 14, and I think that might be better. Like obviously pick 1 is Cooper Flag, and if you want Cooper Flag, be honest, go ahead. The Sixers being at 3 is really big. I don't know if they're going to use their pick. I know Daryl Morey has said that he wants to, but of course, like they're all going to say that they want to use the pick. Gives it more value. Because if teams know that you want to trade it, then no one's going to, you're going to get lowballed. I saw a mock trade for the Sixers on, I think it was CBS Sports, where the trade is KD to the Sixers. So they're Paul George, number 3 overall pick to the Suns. The Sixers get KD, which I feel is really weird. Like trading pick 3 for KD is, in my opinion, a bit of an overpay, but it is what it is. Maybe it's a thing. This is the Giannis to the Spurs package. I think this one might be it. So Stephon Castle, Harrison Barnes, Keldon Johnson, number 2. The Pelicans get pick 14, Atlanta's unprotected 2027 first round pick, and the Spurs get Giannis. I mean, that is going all in. I don't know. That team would be defensively so insane. Like Giannis and Vic, nuts. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about the draft lottery. You know what? All I wanted for this year's draft lottery is for the Suns pick to not be 1 because I think that would be painful. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about the draft lottery. Back to the video. Back to you, ISOJ. You should probably like the video and subscribe if you're here. That'd be cool. Have a good one. There's not much to talk about. Steph is injured, and I feel like this Warriors team doesn't really have any fight in them, in the starting unit at least. I think we all knew when Steph went down with the hamstring injury, we knew this series was going to be tough for Golden State. And so far, it's proven that. I want to get on to Jimmy Butler here for a second because 9 field goal attempts. 9. The number 1 option on this team shot the ball 9 times. That's kind of disgusting. For a player who is making Jimmy Butler money, to shoot 9 times is nefarious work. It's nasty, criminal. You should not do that. They just got ran out of the gym in that 3rd quarter. I saw that apparently Chris Finch gave him a really good talk. He yells at them saying stuff like, oh, guys, we're winning. We're playing like we've already won the series. And in a close game like this, in the first half at least, yeah, they kind of were. But then in the 3rd quarter, it all went downhill. A 37-17 3rd quarter going in favor of the Minnesota Timberwolves kind of sealed the deal. Golden State did go on to win the 4th, 20-33, but that's because the Golden State garbage time unit, I don't get it. They play so hard. The game ends when the buzzer hits 0. The game ends when time is up. It doesn't end because we're 20, 30 points down. They don't care. They will fight, and they're scrappy. And I love that for them. Maybe they get some minutes, maybe not. Who knows? This Golden State Warriors team is a bit worrying right now, especially with, having such an old core. Regardless, Julius Randle. When Julius Randle was traded for Cat, along with Dante DiVincenzo, a lot of people said, oh man, the Knicks fleeced them. This is surprisingly looking like a win-win trade for everyone involved. Julius Randle, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 11 of 21 from the field, 4 of 8 from deep. A great performance from Julius Randle. I didn't think I'd say that. A lot of people knew him to be, what's the opposite of a playoff riser? A playoff faller? A playoff dropper. For a long time, I think that was well-deserved. He had never performed in the playoffs, but always had really good regular seasons. He is proving them wrong here. The man of the hour, Anthony Edwards, really just pushed the Minnesota Timberwolves to the win here. In the third quarter, he made 2 back-to-back threes. He had 11 points total in the third quarter on a 17-0 run that basically just shut the door on him until the garbage time unit came in. I guess that's all I really have to say. This was a good win for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They now take the series, I think, back to Minnesota for Game 5. And I think it's done. I think this series is wraps. Let's move on to the next one. And the next one is the New York Knicks versus the Boston Celtics. First things first here. I said this before in another video about Donovan Mitchell and his injury. And I don't want a team to win because the best player got injured. I think that's so heartbreaking, especially a team that wanted to repeat, especially a team with as much of a payroll as this one does. This team is designed to win again. And for your best player to go out in the way he did, it left a sour note on what was a really, really good match. Jayson Tatum ended the game 42 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 16 of 28 from the field, 7 of 14 from deep. Jalen Brunson, 39 points, 5 rebounds, 12 assists, 14 of 25 from the field, 4 of 8 from deep. This was a duel between the two of them, and it sucks to see what happened to Jayson Tatum. The assumption is it's a torn, ruptured, sprained, something to do with his Achilles. The way he went down after a non-contact injury, it does look like an Achilles something or other. But this game, New York took over. This series has been defined by the Celtics losing the games, but this was an offensive performance from the Knicks. This is their best offensive game of the playoffs so far. Boston was up at halftime, and in the third quarter, it all crumbled again. Either the Knicks are great in the third, or Boston has struggled. 23 and 37 in that third quarter for the Knicks. The game ended on an 11-0 run. Of course, Jayson Tatum is out. I feel like that's muddied everything up. Everyone's kind of lost a bit of their focus in the game. You know what hurts the most about this was the Jayson Tatum game. If he doesn't get injured, and maybe the Knicks still win, right? If he doesn't get injured, this is like a statement game for him. This was like, okay, cool. I'll put the team on my back. I got this. I don't know. It sucks to see any player get injured like that. But especially for a player that I've been calling out and being like, we need to see a superstar level Jayson Tatum performance. And we got that in game 3. And this was him delivering another one. It just sucks to see this happen. I know Jayson Tatum gets a lot of crap for being corny and everything like that. You don't want to see someone go down with like this devastating of an injury. Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby are 2 people I want to hit on the Knicks because these 2 are so good, so disruptive. If anyone is hot, okay, slap one of those 2 on them. We'll deal with it. It's fine. They got it. And for players to be doing so well on the defensive side of the ball, to ask them to play great offense, 2-way players. We love them. Mikal Bridges was, again, kind of unstoppable, hitting some really tough shots. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals. OG Anunoby, 23 and 2. Off a big bounce back game for OG after game 3. I do want to get on someone's ass today. And that person is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown gets to play the way he does and hides behind Tatum because Tatum has become a bit of a lightning rod for criticism. That's gone now, buddy. It's on you. You can't have a performance like this because to have 5 fouls and to be in foul trouble when your team needs their stars to perform the most, you can't go out like this. Even if you lose, I want to see you be aggressive. I want to see you be that guy, the finals MVP. Because Jayson Tatum proved me wrong. I'm still on the fence with Jaylen Brown. But I think that's it. I think that's all the rounding I have done. That's the end of my notes. But hope you have a good one. Take good care of yourself. Enjoy the playoffs. Enjoy your day, wherever the hell you are. Night, evening, morning. Hey, maybe it's 2 a.m. Who knows? I'll see you in the next one. Take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye now.